What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity on the HermitCraft server. Oh yeah, guys. So, last episode we set up a little power management system over here for our big reactor, and it's working pretty well. Now, you guys told me in the comments that there's a block in Ender IO that can kind of do the same thing, which is correct. Let's check this out real quick. I made one of these off camera because I was just checking it out. So yeah, there's a power monitor item available from Ender IO. It's not super expensive, but yeah, this will tell you the entire amount of power that is in your capacitor bank storage. Now, there is no way for us to get this information out of here. I got another computer over here. I was checking it out. Whatever. I got caps lock on. I'm not going to do the program. Anyway, I was checking out the different commands that you can do for the power monitor, and there is no way for you to actually get this number out of here. So it doesn't really help us too much. Now, there is a redstone control tab, and we can emit a signal when the capacitor bank has a certain percentage or when it's full, things like this. So essentially what my computer program is doing. However, my program tells me, you know, the percentage full it is, how much power is in there, things like that, the state of the capacitor, if it's discharging or not. Eventually, we will have this hooked up to like a large display with probably like a bar graph showing like, you know, how much is actually in there, things like that. Unfortunately, this power monitor does not do that. So the power monitor is great. If you don't want to get into computer programming, you don't know anything about Lua, you don't like computer craft, this is the block for you. What I want to do, yeah, I'm going to do something a little bit more powerful than what that guy can do. So, yep, we are not going to be using that. Alright, sorry about that. Had a little interruption. Now, one thing that I want to do here is I want to start building. So I put in this yellow tape around here. What is this called? Yellow-black hazard block. So I put this around our big reactor. This is one of the things I wanted to do. I thought it would look kind of cool, like there's a caution sign around the machinery and things like that. I think it works pretty well. Yeah, so I wanted to do that. But in order to put this in there, I had to break out these blocks. Now, when you break out the blocks, right below is nothing. We have void down here. So unless you're careful and you catch every single block, you're going to lose a lot of blocks just by, you know, replacing the floor, breaking out the walls, things like that. So there are magnets in the game. Extra Bees has probably my favorite magnet, but it's like stupid expensive, especially right now in the game for me to even try and build one of those. Like I wouldn't want to do that until I had automatic crafting set up. So I was looking here at the different types of magnets that are available. This is an ore magnet from Twilight. That's not what we want. I'm actually not sure what these crane magnets are for. I'm sure they have a use. These are the ones I want. The mysterious magnet, but like they're super expensive. So I would want the level 8 one. So I saw there's an electromagnet here from Ender IO. This is something we might look at building. It's not too expensive. Just some conductive iron. One of these vibrant crystals. We made that last time. And some electrical steel. The conductive iron is just redstone and iron each. You know what? Do we have any? Let's do redstone and iron. We'll just go ahead and make up like half a stack of this. We'll probably need it sometime in the future anyway, so we might as well just get some cooking here. So I'm curious how these actually work. Let's make one of these real quick. Vibrant crystal. Vibrant alloy. Okay, so we need to make some nuggets out of that. To do this, click, click, shift click. There we go. There's that little fella. All right, so we are just missing the conductive iron. Let's go ahead and grab this, and we'll do that. All right, so there's an electromagnet. Hold shift, pulls nearby items towards you. Shift, right click to enable disable. Must be powered active. And in the hotbar to function. You know, that's actually kind of cool because we have this Wyvern, I keep saying it wrong, Wyvern flux capacitor, which should charge everything, including my tools and this guy. So this should always have a charge as long as this is in my inventory. So I'm curious how this works. Let's go ahead and throw that on the ground. That's not actually what I wanted to do. But since we did that, let's just try it. So if I break out the floor, what does that do? Do I have 9? I have 9. Okay. That seems pretty promising, really. It has to be in your hotbar, which I don't particularly like. Let's try breaking out a few more. So there's 9, 18. I have 17. So where's the other one? Did I lose one? So it doesn't seem to be 100%. All right, well, I mean, it's not super expensive, so it's not a huge deal. Let's go ahead and get this little guy. Okay, and it also seems like it takes items a little bit of time to go in my inventory. Like, they fly around me, and then they go in my inventory. So, yeah, we did lose one. No, that's not a factory block. That is a laboratory block. So let's grab one of these guys. And where's my chisel? Is it in here? Yeah, we'll go ahead and fix that floor real quick. If you don't know, you can pull out one item at a time from the applied energistic system. By shift, right click will take one. If you just right click, you take a half a stack, 32. I think ender pearls, if you did that, you'd only get 8. So whatever the actual stack size is, you get half of it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so there's other magnets in the game. I kind of want to check these out. Wait, what? How didn't I get this guy? I had 17. We were missing one. I made one. I placed it in the ground, and now I have another one. So maybe I never lost that item. It just didn't show up in my inventory for some reason. Okay, well, if that's the case, that also is not good. That's just going to have, like, ghost items in my inventory. But anyway, so we have these magnets here. The only other magnets I can see besides the blood magic is the ring of magnetism. This is from Britannia. This is the one that DMAC uses, and I'm actually kind of interested in this. So this uses 4 mana steel ingots and then this mana lens, which is iron and gold, and then more mana steel ingots. Now you can get the mana steel pretty easy just by dropping iron into a mana pool. Looks like it uses very little stuff here. Is that the only way? I guess you could do a mana steel block. Can you? Oh, by a block of iron in there? Okay, that uses a bit more. So we need 8 mana steel. We have 4. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do... Iron. I think we're going to head over to D-Mac's place real quick, and I am going to borrow his mana pools. Eventually we'll get this stuff set up here, but obviously we don't have a place to plant flowers and all of that stuff. We still have to build the infrastructure for all of that. So I think we're going to head over to D-Mac's base real quick. Let's get this done. Drop some iron in his mana pool. I'm sure he won't mind. In fact, I'll probably leave him a gift a little bit later saying thanks for letting me borrow his stuff. Okay, so let's fly over here. And yeah, here's his mana stuff. Yeah, look at those. Those are all like full. Okay, so all we have to do is just drop iron in here. So let's just drop 4 of them. There we go. Wait. Oh, no, my magnet. Shift click that. And just drop that in there. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we got our 8 mana steel. Thanks, DMAC. I'll give you a little present later. Okay, get away from those blaze too. Those guys are a little loud. Right, so back to our age over here. By the way, he does collect that mana for free. Like, he has those roses or flowers or whatever it is set up. And they're constantly from, like, the sunlight or the moon or whatever. They're just making the mana, and it's just kind of going to waste if you're not using it. So, I don't know. I think it's fine. I don't think he's going to mind at all. So we can go ahead and make this guy. There we go. We'll drop that in there. We can make this. Drop that in there. And finally, we can make this. Okay. So this guy goes on a ring slot. It's a bauble, similar to our wings. So we can stick that right there, and we don't have to take up an inventory slot. And we should always be using our magnets. So how does this work? Wow, that took a while, didn't it? Is that what we want? Like, is it because we've thrown it on the ground? So if I break blocks... Okay, I got 9. Yeah, magnets are really good, especially if you are in a void age like we are. Unless you want to go all the way down to the void level and like build a clear glass floor underneath all of your stuff. Yeah, magnets are definitely the way to go. Let's try breaking out just a few of these blocks. Okay, there's 18. That should be perfect, actually, and it is. Okay, you know what? I'm liking this Britannia magnet. The Ender IO one does work. but it had that kind of glitch in it. I don't know. We might go back and revisit this guy later. For now, I kind of like this bauble that we just got. Thank you again, DMAC, for letting us use your mana pool. Yeah, okay, so that's awesome. And then we don't have to use power for the magnetism either. Press B. Oh, B. No. Okay, that lied to me. It said press B for the baubles menu, but that doesn't work. That's assigned to making waypoints. Aha. Okay, other things that I want to do. If you guys didn't notice, I have built some paths leading off of this main area here. So we got 4 paths now. This is the south one that goes to our power room, and then we got 3 that lead nowhere. They go off into the void. I did change this one up before because we had these carpenter's blocks going down, so you kind of hit your head if you're running. Yeah, I stopped them right there, and then I kind of made this look a little bit nicer, I think. I don't know if we're going to do the open air design, but I kind of like how we have this pattern here. So they kind of follow a straight diagonal line down that way. I got carpenter's blocks underneath, just making everything look nice if we ever fly around, things like that. So these are all the same. Yep. We just have to build, where these paths connect to. This one right here is going to connect to our applied energistics area, our main control room, things like that. Like I said before, one path over here will probably lead to like animal and mob farming. The other path is probably going to lead over to like plants and like bee farming and other things like that. So this area right here is also pretty open. It's just a round room. I think that's a 15 diameter circle. I'm thinking we might actually put a roof on this thing. So I laid out a building guide here and I got this set up. So if we turn that on, that's 15 diameter by 15 tall. I don't know if we want to do like a golf ball kind of a thing, like completely rounded. That looks kind of cool. We can also flatten that out a bit if we want to. So it's only like, 7 tall. It's still kind of a dome, but it's not like a complete circle. That would also look pretty good. These building guides are amazing for doing things like this instead of, building it yourself and then being like, nah, I don't really like that and tearing it down again. Yeah, this kind of shows you what it's going to look like. I like that a lot. That might be a little too flat, actually. Maybe if we move that up to, like 10 or something, that might look better. Or we could go crazy. Just spam click this a few times, get that up to like, 40, and have like a cone. Whoops. So we could do something like that as well and make it, like a little egg-shaped. Few possibilities here. I really do kind of like the squattier dome. Not really the 15 by 15 by 15, but maybe like all the way down to 15 by 10 or something. I kind of like this better, the way that looks. And then from the inside here, you can kind of get a feel of how high the ceiling's going to be. Yeah, I really like the way this is. We'll probably end up making this some kind of a glass, maybe like a white glass or a clear glass. I don't know just yet what we're going to use for this, but yeah, this is definitely a great way to get an idea of the way that the build will look. And yeah, these building guides are really awesome. Okay, what I want to do, I want to start building a room this way. I want to start getting something laid out over here so we can start putting our applied energistics down and all of this stuff. We're probably going to end up making it look very similar to the way the power room is for right now, just because we just need an area to work. We can make it shorter or wider or whatever we need to do later on when we get everything figured out. There's a lot of things for applied energistics that I don't know at this point. I don't know how many drives I need. I don't know how big the crafting system is. I don't know a lot of things. So I don't really know the size of room that we're going to need. So we'll probably build something that's similar to this, maybe half as long. So maybe the same width, but maybe only to about right here or something. And then we'll go from there. Okay, guys. So it's a lot of builder's wand block placing, a lot of a lot of chisel block carving. Let me get to this and we will be right back. All right, guys. So I got the room laid out. And I'm trying to imagine the way this is going to work. So we enter in here, we warp to this place, so we end up right here in this block, and we run forward. Okay, now we're entering into the command center area. So what do we want here? This is going to be like a futuristic, all sorts of computers and electronics and things like that. I kind of feel like when we walk in here, the first thing we should see on either side is going to be like rows of like crafting stuff. So probably we'll have all of our Applied Energistics auto crafting things right here on the ground floor. Probably right, yeah, we'll probably split this up. So half of this will be like the crafting stuff on the ground floor, and we'll probably have a wall. I'm just going to use these blocks for now. So it'll probably be like up on a second floor about right like this. Something like that, right? Okay, so our crafting stuff's going to be right here. And then above that, on this level, we'll see like all of our ME drives and things like that in different rows. It looks sort of like, I guess, a server room or something along those lines. So we'll have that on one side, probably mirrored on the other side. Again, I'm trying to envision this without actually knowing how Applied Energistics 2 is set up. I don't know if we're going to have enough room for all this, or if this is too much room. So I'm just trying to get a feel for this. We can always expand this room out later. That's why we're not going to put a roof on it and things like that until we get things settled. Okay, so we have two layers here. We have the crafting, and then we have the drives up above. So about halfway right here or so, I imagine we will have like stairs coming up so we can get up to this other floor. We're just going to be using these carpenter blocks. The wedge slopes would probably be the better way of describing this. So yeah, we walk in the middle here, we come up these stairs, now we're on this higher level, and then we can kind of walk around over and get to access to this stuff. Right here in front of us, we should have like big old computer screens that have different various informations on it. And I'm kind of imagining maybe something like Portal 2, where you have, you know, a computer hanging down from the center like GLaDOS or whatever, and then that's going to have our access port on there, like a crafting terminal and all of our stuff for Applied Energistics. I don't know, kind of like a just kind of a rough idea of what I'm thinking here, what my thought process is. I think what I'm going to do, let me go ahead and actually flesh this out a little bit. It might be easier to understand if we have the actual levels in here and all of that kind of just laid out. So let me go ahead and build some more stuff in here, and we'll be right back. All right, so maybe this will be a better visual. So we walk in the room, and then we got a little bit of floor space here that we can have some things hanging out. We have a path up here to the second level. Back over here, we will have like our servers, our disk drives, all of that stuff. Both sides, I think we're going to do that. Right in front, we might have like a line of machines and various things. I'm not sure what all we're going to have here. Then we're probably, like, as soon as we get to the top here, I envision we'll have a bunch of computer monitors against this back wall. Now, we might make this longer. I don't know if this is going to be enough room. I don't know if this is going to be enough room for the amount of drives that we need, if this is going to be enough room for the amount of crafting stuff that we need. Like I said, I don't really know too much about Applied Energistics yet, so this room is definitely subject to change. And this is all hollow under here, by the way. I had to put down torches because hostile mobs would be spawning under here. So yeah, that's the way that's going to work. Obviously, well, I don't know. Actually, I might leave this floor down here so we have some solid ground to walk on stuff. I don't know. I was going to say, obviously, we could remove this floor, but we might not remove that. So let's see. I think this is going to be pretty cool. We come in, it's got varying heights, which is things that I'm very interested in having in my base. It seems like when I build bases, usually everything's always flat, and that gets kind of dull. I like to have things going up and down. That's why I have this higher, so like when you enter this room, to go anywhere else, like the path gets a little bit lower. We could continue having like some of these other rooms go down even further, or, you know, they could just go up really high. I haven't decided the way this is all going to work. So far, all of our rooms just kind of go down. They start on this level, and this room right here, like I said, we have a second level. Now, another thing that I thought would be kind of cool, I think we're going to leave it at that height for that second level in there. But if we come back over here, these guys just keep spawning. Every time I come over here, there's more. Glass panes. So there's many different types of glass panes. Let's also grab a saw. And I think we got everything we need. Yeah, so let's come back over here. Yeah, this is just to kind of show, this isn't the way I want to have this set up with these particular glass panes, but we could... Did I not light this up? Oh, wait. Okay, we got guys here. We got guys here. I made a new sword. Did I tell you guys that I made a new sword? I don't think I did. F7. Oh, okay. I thought I had this all lit up. Apparently my F7 got turned off and there was a dark spot. So hostile mobs do spawn here in this age. I made a new sword, by the way. This is a Manulan blade. What else do I have on here? I guess I could... Is it this one? Here we go. Paper wide guard and a paper tool rod. 1200 durability. And I put enough quartz on there to give it 10 hearts of attack damage. So yeah, that's 20. It says plus 20 attack damage, which is 20 half hearts. So yeah, it's total of 10 heart damage. It's got looting 3 on there, and it's got flux. So it'll always be recharged. We don't have to worry about it running out of durability. Okay, so like I was saying before, we got really interrupted by those fallen knights and the skeletons. We can use these glass panes. I'm thinking we'll do something like this for a railing, kind of give this more of like a more modern, futuristic kind of look. And then on top of that, we could, let's do this. We'll cut up one of these laboratory blocks here. Let's cut this up a little bit more, and then we can turn those into strips. Yep. And then we can use these strips along the top, can't we? I thought we could do that. Maybe we can't. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Maybe, let's see. If I place a block here, I thought I could use these guys like right along the top of these rails. Apparently not. Maybe what we'd end up doing is cutting up glass blocks and using those. So the micro block for the glass would be like right here. And then we could do railings on top of those. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Yeah, I thought we could place micro blocks on top of these glass panes. Apparently, we cannot. So, ignore that idea. That's too bad. I was kind of hoping to have something cool going on there. But yeah, I think we'd end up doing like glass panes cut up. Actually, you know what? Let's try that real quick. I think we do have glass blocks. Let me turn off F7 too. I think we do have some glass blocks. We can give this a try. Look, there's even more. Even more of those guys here. How about, can we cut up quartz glass? I'm not sure. Quartz glass. Can we do this? This actually looks kind of like a cool block. No. Okay, that's not forge micro block compatible. Maybe the reactor glass would be, let's stop testing things. Let's just go ahead and grab a regular vanilla glass block. I know this one will work for sure. Okay, so we'll put those into glass covers. Hey, look at this little dude. He's like just walking all over my base like he owns the place. Okay, so we'll try it with this stuff. Glass covers. Okay, so we can have the glass out like that. And then we could put like white strips on top. Things like this. I think that might look pretty cool. As like a more futuristic looking kind of a real thing. Let's kind of give that a look down here. So we would, if we were going to do this, I'd try and use clear glass, something that's got a connected texture. I don't know if we can do connected textures with these micro blocks. I'm really kind of disappointed those panes didn't work without being turned into these micro blocks like that. But yeah, I think something like that would be kind of cool as a railing. We might even move that back so it's on the inside of the block instead of the outside. So it actually has like a little bit of a ledge showing. I don't know. There's a few things we can figure out with this. Alright guys, so I put a little bit of extra work into this, trying to figure out what we want to do here. I extended out this walkway just a little bit, have some upside down carpenter slope, so it's kind of like a thin 45-degree angle ramp going up here. We might even change this out to like the collapsible block so we can extend this out a little bit further and make it look kind of cool. I don't know, for now, this works for me. I left this open under here so we have access to this stuff. We might close that up, I don't know. But I also put on more wedge slopes here, the carpenter's blocks. I'm really enjoying these blocks. I never got a chance to really use those in builds previously. So yeah, we have upside down carpenter's blocks here, and I put in these laboratory, what are the enameled walls? The same blocks we've been using everywhere are right here. The only thing I don't like about this is you can see the lines between each one of these blocks. We might swap that out for something else different. I haven't tried like maybe, well, you know, we could try that right now. Maybe like the plain old vanilla quartz, because I don't think this stuff has lines, although this would be an expensive block to use. We could go ahead and give it a try real quick and see how this is gonna work. Let's use this pick. Okay, so this might actually look better with the quartz. I don't know if that's gonna match the enameled wall or not. It might. This block right now already looks kind of shadowed. So if you're looking at it from a distance, it doesn't quite match the wall, even though it's the same block. So maybe the quartz being a little bit of a brighter color or whatever might work better. Actually, I like that. Not so much the texture, even though the texture really isn't that big of a deal. I do like that because it connects a lot more. So I might go and get myself some quartz just specifically for putting on these upside down carpenter's blocks here, the wedge slopes. I do like that, how it's a solid texture. I don't believe, let's come in here real quick. Ooh. Oh, you can chisel the quartz. That's not what I meant to do. I don't believe there is any of these blocks here that don't have a border. Like the laboratory block that we're using, the enameled wall, doesn't look like it has a border here, but it does in fact have one. These large enamel tiles don't look like they have one either, but when you place them down, you can obviously see there is a border there. I haven't tried those in the carpenter's blocks. I suppose we can give those guys a go. Just see how that looks. It'll only take a little bit of time here. And are these the large? That's the enameled wall. These are the large tiles. We'll do like a side-by-side comparison. Yeah, those look exactly the same as all the other ones I've used. I think the quartz blocks actually look the best, so we might be swapping them out for that. Okay. I've also used this glass pane up here. This is borderless glass panes from Chisel 2. So you use vanilla glass panes, put them in the chisel, you get these blocks back. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I was really hoping we could have like a little border on top of these things, like a contrasting, like a black color or something, but it doesn't appear that we'll be able to do that. We could cut up like the, oh, what is that? The Tinker's Construct clear glass. We could cut those up and make those into panes as well, like the full blocks. But then you get the lines in between each individual thing. They don't have the connected texture, so I don't know if I like that or not. It seems like if we have the micro blocks along the outside, we'd be able to have like micro block strips on top, but then we always end up having the borders between each one of these panes. I don't know if I want to do that or not. That's going to be something I'll have to mess with a little bit off camera here. But yeah, this is the way this room has turned out so far. Is this that's the large? This is the one. This is the way this room has turned out so far. I'm actually kind of liking this setup here. But again, I don't know if this is going to be too small. It kind of feels like, I mean, it feels like there's a lot of space up here, but I just don't know how many drives we're going to need, how far apart I want those things, all of that stuff. This might end up being a wider build. So we have like more room down here for our crafting stuff, more room up here to separate all of our servers or drives or whatever we have. Up front here on this front wall, this feels like this would be wide enough, but I mean, if we're going to make everything wider, sure, we'll make this a little bit wider too. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think about this room idea for the command center. I really like the way this is. If you have some better ideas about these glass panes, please let me know. I would like to have something, like I said, that has a border on top, but I just don't think regular panes are going to do it. I think we have to use micro blocks, and I don't think we can have micro blocks that don't have the lines in between. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Thoughts on the dome as well. If you like the more round, the more squatty, or like the really crazy, what was that, a cylinder style? Yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on that. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of Feed the Beast Infinity. I hope you guys liked it. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.